Hey, Sam.
Hey, Deb.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, hi, my name's Sam Hazeldine and I'm here with Deborah Battersby. And we just wanted to share some things with you today because we've just experienced a weekend that has just blown my mind. Now, a wee background, a few months ago I experienced Deborah's work called the emMatrix. And I experienced profound changes in my emotions and in my life and in my business. And I was saying to Deborah, you know, this stuff is absolutely amazing. This is phenomenal. I mean, the changes I experienced were profound. And I have spent a lot of money, a lot of time on personal development. So I've been in this field for a while, but I had never experienced anything that was as impactful and just as real in the results that I got as Deborah's work. So I was talking with her and we're like, we've just got to get this out to the world. This is such a powerful thing that, you know, everyone needs to experience it. That's really how amazing it is. So we've been talking over the last few months about, you know, partnering up in business and about taking this out to the world. And this weekend I've just experienced her emMatrix experience, which is a workshop where you get taken through the emMatrix and you experience what it can do on all different levels and actually share it with other people. And it blew my mind, absolutely blew my mind. Not only did I get incredible results, but every single person at the event got amazing results. And I'm sure we'll be able to share some of the testimonials with you, but the thing is, everyone got incredible results. People who have, you know, who also have been in personal development for a long time, and they're like, oh my goodness, this is the missing piece, this is the missing link. And this just has blown my mind. So we today have been planning out how we're going to spread this message, you know, take this to the world, take this to all areas. You know, it can be used in relationships, personal emotions, in business. There's just no place where it can't be useful. So we've been planning that, getting very excited today, and we thought, hey look, let's grab the camera and let's talk about the emMatrix. Let's share what it is so that we can share this message with you watching this and potentially get you a little bit excited about it and something you might want to experience. So Deborah, it's awesome to be here.
It's really exciting for me, Sam. And, you know, as I shared with you earlier, I've been passionate about this work for quite a long time, and it's been in the evolution for 10 years now, and most extraordinary journey of discovery for me. But it's incredibly exciting to, you know, to link up with someone that's as passionate about delivering this message as I am. And so I am so grateful for your excitement and your enthusiasm and your interest in this whole project.
Not hard to get excited about it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, look, first of all, Deb, why can you share with us what is the emMatrix?
Well, the emMatrix is actually a structure or a system to help you examine your own emotional makeup. And we call it the matrix because it's like you have a grid of patterns that operate like a filter or a barrier between yourself and all the experiences in your external environment. And for most of us, our matrix is really, really strong. I mean, there are components of that really make us the best of who we are. And yet in most of our matrices, we have also conditioned patterns that limit us, that restrict us, that hold us back from our greatest potential. And so the emMatrix helps us look at what is the matrix, what supports everything we want, every vision we have for ourselves, and what limits us. And in the discovery or the approach to this, what came about was the understanding that all of those things that we think are limitations, all of those things that we think are destructive and disempowering, our fear, our guilt, our shame, our doubt, our worry, our overwhelm, our stress, our disappointment, our jealousy, our greed, all those things that we've judged as completely unacceptable are actually some of our greatest teachers and guides. The matrix helps us identify them, identify the highest intention behind them, all the gifts and lessons associated with them, creating an alignment and a capacity to release all the limitation of the pattern. on an energetic level.
Brilliant. And let me just share with people watching that it's that part of the matrix that no emotion that you have is wrong.
None.
That is unbelievably liberating. You know, especially for high achievers and people who go out and want to get results. And, you know, especially people who are in the personal development field, it's like you shouldn't feel sad, you shouldn't feel overwhelmed. There's all these feelings that we get that you feel like they're wrong, so you make them wrong. And,
Absolutely.
And in realizing that every emotion is there to serve us, and that there's a higher intention, and that there's a message in that emotion.
Yeah.
And when you get that message, the emotion's free just to, its mission's complete. It's absolutely liberating because you take the good from that, you take the good intent, and the bit that you don't enjoy is free just to go.
Well, you know, the concept of emotion as being all emotion as being a positive intent is not really a new concept. It's something, you know, that a lot of people talk about from an intellectual perspective, and perhaps even from an emotional ability to connect with it. The difference with the matrix is a very, very specific structure in which to identify the emotion, its location physically in the body, the information encoded in that energetic expression, the ability to take everything that you need from it and release the pattern. And I mean release the pattern in a way that is literally physiological, actually seeing massive shifts in posture, in structure, in it's so hard to relate to, but literally you move it out of the body.
Yeah, well, it is amazing seeing the changes in people. Like, they look younger, their skin was different at the end of sessions. It'll blow your mind. So, Deb, how did you come up with the matrix? I mean, this is obviously something you've been in development for, 10 years at least.
Yes.
How did you come up with it?
Well, I've been an avid student in the personal development realm for quite a long time, and have learned from some of the most brilliant, communicators and teachers in that field. And so I had a lot of foundation before this occurred. But the weird thing is that it actually began with a car accident. A couple hours, it was a minor car accident. My car was impacted from the side. And, a couple hours after the accident, the whole right side of my body went into spasm, including my brain. The next day, I'm noticing as I'm driving around that I could see things, way off in the distance and around in my periphery in far greater detail and awareness than I'd ever had. Now that made sense because I thought, well, what the hell, I just had a car accident, so obviously I'm way more alert than I would have been previously. But what I noticed after a while was not only was I aware, but when I saw something, I had a knowing of where it was going. And the strange thing is, it was not just a knowing, not just, I see that, I see its potential, I see where it's going to impact me. But it occurred to me after a little while that there was no thought between the seeing and the knowing. No figuring it out, no deduction or anything like that. It was just see, know. And I thought, that's really weird. And then a couple days later, I was actually in a seminar environment where I was, facilitating a small leadership team. And I began to have that see, know around emotional patterns. As if I could see them like, skipping across the water. They'd start here and they'd go there. And I thought, wow. And so I realized that I was kind of in an altered state for a while. And in fact, it lasted quite a while. Beyond days and weeks and even for months. And so this awareness was curious, and I started asking different questions, like, if I could see an emotional pattern start here and end here, could I reverse a pattern that's here established and bring it back to what initiated it? And so I started exploring that and found very successful ways to do it. And I thought, wow, if I could do that with the pattern that triggered it, could I neutralize that in a way that would force the pattern to collapse?